Alright, well, time to feed these hungry Steam Deck fans. Hello viewers, me again. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work, health and strength is good. Or excellent. Yeah. Alright, what do I got? Let's see, we got Steam Space Exploration Fest begins with a discount on games, demos, and more until September 9th. So on September 8th, 1966, a certain TV show called Star Trek premiered on NBC in the US. So fans now celebrate that event as Star Trek Day, even though the show debuted two days earlier in Canada on CTV. Perhaps it's just a coincidence, but today Valve's Steam service launches its Space Exploration Fest sales event. The event runs through 1 p.m. Eastern Time on September 9th and will coincide with Star Trek 58th anniversary. So it says here, the event on Steam points out to a number of space-themed games that will have discount during the fest. Some of those games include No Man's Sky for $23.99, 60% off. Stellaris, $9.99, 75% off. Space Engineers, $9.99, 50% off. Space Everspace 2, $19.99, 60% off. Astronomer, $11.99, 60% off. Elite and Dangerous, $5.99, 70% off. See, Kerbal Space Program, $9.99, 75% off. The Other Worlds, $14.99, 50% off. And Starbound, $5.99, 60% off. And then FTL, Faster Than Light, $3.40, 75% off. So it says here, it also happens to be the 25th anniversary of the X series of space trading games from developer EgoSoft. It's also celebrating its own milestone this week as a part of the Steam Space Exploration Week, with deep discount on all of its X games, including the most recent title, X4 Foundation, which is listed at $14.99 or 70% off its normal price. In addition to this big discount, the Space Exploration Fest point out there are a lot of free demos of games you can try out for Everspace 2 and yes, Star Trek Legends, among others. You can also check out info for upcoming space themed games coming to Steam, like Alters, and then Falling Frontier, Space Truckers, Star Miners, Starship Simulator, Lunar Abyss, and many more. Yeah. Any comments? Nope. Going once, going twice. That's the end of the article, so yeah. Another fest, another Steam Space Exploration Fest going on Steam. Now, what else we got? Oh, you want a 1 terabyte SD card? Okay. Well, we got, let's see, the 1 terabyte Lexar U3A2 micro Sdxc card. It's a $66.49 at Amazon. Yeah. So this 1 terabyte SD card from Lexar, so $66.49. Amazon. I will leave the link, so it'll go good with your Steam Deck and any portable PC that you use. And there's a video here from IGN, Horizon Forbidden West PC versus PS5 versus Steam Deck. So I'll leave that link in the video in the description box too. All right, what else we got on the gaming front? There's something else here. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Oh, here we go. Next on Neo Wind. Here's something else. It's on the Windows front though. Let's see. Windows 11 market share is getting close to 32%. There is no denying that Windows 11 is not a perfect operating system, but despite flaws, it continues to increase its user base. In fact, Windows 11 currently experiencing a fast growth according to StatCounter. The latest data show that Windows 11 is getting close to 32% market share in the desktop market. In a StatsCounter report in August 2024, Windows 11 reached an all-new high of 21.36, which is an increase of 8 points, 0.8 points. And I said over the previous month, year over year, growth is 8.46 point. It was at 23.17 in August 2023. This is still pretty far away from Windows 10, which has twice the user of its successor. So it says here in August 2024, Windows 10 lost 0.85 points and reached 61.14, a negative 7.8 points, or a negative 7.8 points year over year change. Other unsupported Windows versions remain relatively unchanged. Windows 7 has 3.05 points, Windows 8.1 has 0.41%, and Windows XP, believe it or not, is still in use on 0.4% of system connected to the internet, which is quite a lot of users considering that Windows power almost 1.5 billion computers. Yeah, that's a lot. So it says here, Microsoft is expected to expedite Windows 11 rate as we approach the end of Windows 10 support in 2025. However, given that many Windows users cannot upgrade to Windows 11 due to incompatible hardware, it will be interesting to see how much time will it take for Windows 11 to dethrone the current king. It is quite possible that an unsupported version will soon be Microsoft's most popular desktop operating system. But then it says here, okay, that's it. So yeah, Windows 11 is on the creep and Windows XP is still being used. Yeah, turn on this light real quick. Yeah, Windows XP is still being used, man. Alright, what else we got? Okay, let's see, what's this? Okay, we got that part. Let's see, Windows XP is still being used. Okay. Alright, there's one here. Let's see. Okay, that's the browser. Okay, who else? Oh, Windows 11 continues to eat into Windows 10. Steam user share passes 50% among Windows system. So it says here, Steam has published its latest hardware and software survey for August 2024, and it's revealed that Windows 11 is now used by more than 50% of Windows users on the gaming platform. Specifically, it was used by 50.81% of Windows Steam users, up a decent 3.36% compared to the months before. Note the follow data looks at Windows system only. Linux and Mac OS data is excluded. The main casualty of Windows 11's success was Microsoft almost decade-old Windows 10, which fell to 48.66%, losing 3.29%. Windows 7 came out in third with 0.38%, down to 0.5%, and Windows 8.1 was fourth with 0.7%, down 0.01%. Other Windows operating system represent 0.08%, falling 0.01%. So it says here, it's nice to see that Windows 7 and Windows 8.1 have such low numbers, considering that both of these Windows versions are unsupported and should not be used on device connected to the internet. Windows 7 Service Pack lost security support in January 2020, and Windows 8.1 lost support in January 2023. Anyone running these should move to at least Windows 10 or an alternative Linux Mint if the computer is no longer supported by Windows. Of course, there's XFCE and Ubuntu. So it says the survey also reveals some other interesting information about people's computers. For example, most of the common RAM setup was to have 16 gigs, and that's 47.35 plus 1.50%. This was followed by 32 gigs, and that's 30.76 and 0.64%. Having 8 gigs of RAM was the third most common option, 10.16%, a negative 0.75. But it seems like more of these users are making the switch to 16 gigs. You know why. It's the Steam Deck. Anyway, other configurations were negligible among Steam users. Then it says, earlier this year it was reported from a tech node that simplified Chinese had become the most common language among Windows users on Steam. In August, this language extended its lead 35.97%, and then has a plus 3.05% over English, 29.79%, and then you have a negative 2.83%. Kind of remind me of Ching. Y'all gonna learn Chinese anyway. Anyway, it's nice to see Windows 11 eclipsing Windows 10 as the older operating system retirement date approaches October 14th, 2025. Unfortunately, as we can see from Windows 7 and Windows 8 data, it's unlikely that everyone will stop using Windows 10 or after the retirement date. Well, people are still using XP, so there. Alright, what else I got? Sitting here messing around here. Feeding you Steam Deck fans here. Show you what's going on the web. Alright, here's another one. Let's see here. Let's see, stat counter. Microsoft Edge has almost 14% on the desktop browser market. Look out, Google. Anyway, it is September 1st, which means time to look at how things change in the desktop browser market in August 2024. Unlike Windows, where Windows 11 exhibit quite a healthy and steady growth, the overall picture is much quieter when it comes to the desktop browsers. Google Chrome is still in its own unreachable realm, while all the other browsers share the rest of the market. To no one's surprise, Google Chrome remained the most popular choice with a 64.54% market share, although it lost 0.18 points in August 2024. The year-over-year increase is 1.01 points. It was at 63.53% in August 2023. All the way down at the sub 15% area sits Microsoft Edge, the world's second most popular browser. It currently has 13.78%, which is just 0.03 points higher than the previous months. However, the year-over-year growth in August 2024 is more impressive at 2.63 points. Then it says 11.15% in August 2023. So it says here, next is Safari, Apple Mac OS exclusive desktop browser. Stat Counter report that Safari gained an extra 0.3 points in August and reached 9.4%, further increasing its lead over Firefox, Opera, and other browsers. And then it says Firefox is the fourth with 6.65% plus 0.01 points, and Opera closes the top 5 desktop browser list with 2.43. And it says 0.03 points. And it says here's what things look like on the mobile side of the browser market, where Microsoft Edge has only 0.45 and a plus 0.0 points. Google Chrome 66.2%, a negative 2.5 points. Apple Safari 23.26%, a negative 0.05 points. Samsung Internet 4.13%, a negative 0.06 points, and Opera 2.04%, a plus 0.17, and UC browsers 1.78, and then you have a plus 0.12. And yeah, that is that. So the browser war, operating system market is always competitive, man. Always. You know, got to maintain your competitive edge in this market. Oh yeah, as always. Let's see. Windows 11 is gaining steam. Yeah. So that's the way it is in the tech industry, you know. Some people still using Windows 8. Some people are still using Windows 7. And some people are still using XP. So yeah. Yeah, man. That's the operating system market for you. It's up and down, up and down. Some people stay with the older ones, but then they will make a decision like in a couple of years or so. Some people can't afford the like for Windows 11. You know, the reason why most people couldn't upgrade is because they were asking for the TPM support. You know, that was one of the main problems with Windows. You know, Microsoft was asking for that, so some people just stayed with Windows 10. So when Microsoft comes out with its next browser, next operating system, some people will probably jump to Windows 11, and others will make a jump from Windows 11 to the new one. So yeah, but that's it in the tech world. And Google, got to stay on its toe. Microsoft is creeping. Yeah. So you got 16 comments on the stack on the desktop browser market. See what they talking about here. If I can get one in here. Let's see here. Who is this? He says not really surprised as Microsoft fraudulently steals search results to Edge and Bing. I'm sure Bing will also reflect this false metric. Imagine being the default in which more than 1 billion devices and having less than 10% of the market share. How embarrassing is that? And then Benji said this: "You don't have to post. You don't have to post. You know?" Question mark. And then Blues Now said this: "Waiting for news stats once Microsoft implement Manifest version 3, it will go." And then Ben said this: "Since it is open source, can't they re-manifest it?" And then Garwin said this: with ever declining shares of usage, Firefox is becoming another Netscape. Yeah, Firefox did take a hit, you know. They did. So they gotta stay on their toes. And then Joe said this: "Overall, it depends on your perspective. Overall percentage are not the absolute number. That's still 65 million out of 1 billion devices, and I think there's more than 1 billion devices out there." And then Snake 89 said this: "Firefox's Netscape. When the Netscape source code was released, it has gotten a complete makeover, rebranded to Firefox." And Garwin said this: "Yeah, completely forgot about that." Mighty Penn said this: "With nostalgia having success in many ways, maybe Firefox should rebrand itself as the new Netscape." And then Clever Clog said this: I would totally use this." Smiley face. "I want the logo doing it. Lil animation with while it's waiting for the page to load." Then George P. He said, "I use it on all my devices. Never going to use full Chrome, and Firefox always felt weird. The others are just all over the place, like Opera and Viva and Vivaldi." And who is this? This is Junior said this: "For browsing, I use Google Chrome default and Microsoft Edge secondary. These are the best browsers for me. Many times I have both of them open with different sets of tabs and content, but my Edge synchronize everything with my Chrome on each new start. For searching, I use Bing default and Google search. Microsoft rewards us for searching with Bing, and Bing got the advanced AI Copilot. I find it more useful many times." Yeah, a lot of people are still using Bing to this day. Anyway, Let's see. Then who is this? Elson said this. Also, I like MSN News on Bing search page and on Edge docs. I use Edge and Chrome. Sometimes Edge just work better. Recently, I installed Arc, and I'm going to test drive that and see if it can replace Chrome. And then Davison said this. You cannot compare Apple Safari because Apple doesn't make it for Windows, just Mac OS. And then who's this? He said this article is about browsers, not which OS they run on. Safari is valid. True, it is. But the article is just comparing percentage usage. That's all. People use Bing, Firefox, Chrome. Who is this? What's Microsoft's? They use Edge. They use whatever they feel comfortable to them. So this article doesn't tell the whole picture, but this gives you a perspective of what some people are using, and that's it. But other than that, though, the browser market keeps moving, and people will switch between browsers, switch between operating systems, and keep pushing. That's the way it is. Firefox took a hit. I think it was last year or year before, but now they're trying to recover from that. So yeah, I'm trying to stay on their toes. This browser market is competitive. So yeah, and it's all about who comes out with the update first. Yeah. So there it is. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, the Star Wars Star Trek thing, or Dark Side. Go. Peace.